Hello and welcome back to the Broken Doll, and today I come to you with my second box opening, and this one here I know for sure who it is. Now if you watched my last video there of my Shirley Temple, what I thought might have been a Shirley Temple baby, which still I think is a I want to be a Shirley Temple baby. That's what it very well could be. What I'm thinking now, the lady was right to say unmarked. She had it correct, unmarked doll. So but I had to see her. I'm glad to own her. There we go. But she needs a repaint bad. But here's another one that's going to need fixing. And what do we all love? A lot of us out there love. We love the Bilo Baby. This one is in horrid condition. No hands, but a beautiful little face that needs fixing. Let's take a look at her. Here she comes out. Okay. In her bubble wrap. There we go. Got her next to nothing. It was so cheap. Oh my goodness, this little girl has celluloid hands. No hand, just the little nubbit for this hand right here. So all that's left is a little celluloid nubbit, and fingers broken on this one. So those will be just removed when I start to restore her. Oh my goodness, she's just crying for help. Look at this poor little thing. She needs help really bad. Is her body stamped? Oh, and it is. Right at the back here. There it is, her stamp. So we're going to keep that. Keep her body and everything. But oh my goodness, this doll has been played with and abused through play. But hey, if she could talk. Wow, she needs a lot of work on her face. But nothing that I can handle or do. She needs her eyes adjusted as well. And maybe when I'm doing this, I'll show you how you adjust the eyes. So, but anyways, I hope you like her. She's a beautiful little thing. I adore the Bilo Baby. And one of my favorite dolls of the 1920s. If I was to pick out any of my dolls from the 1920s, she's one of my top 10 of my favorites that came out during that time period. And because she was sculpted after a real 5-day-old baby, a week-old baby. So, you know, you're holding somebody's child here that was put into an orphanage. This little baby here was, you know, abandoned in an orphanage. And it was Grace Putnam that came along and, you know, sculpted that little baby girl. So there we go, you know, we're holding that baby from back then. And, wow, you know, you're just like taking over. And at the time, she had a hard time getting this doll on the shelf to be bought. And the men who ran the toy industry said, no, it looks too real. This is, I've always said this about the Grace S. Putnam doll here, Story Putnam, Grace Story Putnam. I always said about her doll, the Bilo Baby, is that it is the reborn of the 1920s, because to the people at that time, this doll looked like a real baby, a real newborn to them. And it took the men back by surprise and said, no, we're not going to make that doll. It looks too real. So she went to the mothers, and she said to the mothers, she said, you know, I can't get my doll to be made. Here's my doll. And they just fell in love with it. Now, who fell in love with it of the women? Well, it was the young girls that were going to be mothers coming up, mothers who lost their babies, you know, through stillbirths and whatnot. And they fell in love with the baby, and they held the doll, and they just loved it. And they loved that doll. And they went to the toy industry, to the men, and they said, you make the doll. And they did. And it just you know, sold huge. And to this very day, this doll is being made in ceramic shops. You will see the odd one come out. Even in the industry, it is still being made. You'll see vinyl ones of this doll being made, and it's never stopped really. It's out there still. But a beautiful doll. I know she's in rough condition, but you got to see past the rough on these dolls when I bring them in, and you got to look for that beauty that's in her, and it's sitting there. If you can see it in the camera, there's a beautiful little baby doll waiting to be dressed. But she is beautiful, and she's not your, I think she's about a 15, 16-inch one, a little bit on the bigger side than the 12, 13-inch ones that came out. There's even smaller. They go right down to 9 inches, I think, the little tiny ones. So, but the thing is, they also came in bisque. Germany made the bisque heads, and yeah, she's gorgeous. Even in the condition she's in, I see the beauty of this doll going to pop right out on her. But oh, she's beautiful. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that these women back then had to fight to get what they wanted back then, but they fought and they knew how to do it, and very clever women. So beautiful, beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this, and more to come. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.